Day 13 of 420. Watch this break. I open a Python shell, type json.dumps, ts, datetime now, hit enter and type error, object of type datetime is not JSON serializable. That one error has shipped 1,000 broken APIs. Today we fixed the 3 things that silently corrupt your data: CSV quoting, JSON's type contract, and knowing when pickle is a trap. By the end you'll move data between systems without losing a single field. Start with CSV, because it lies to you. You export a row where a field is Smith, Jr., a name with a comma. Naive code writes that comma straight into the file, and your delimiter splits one column into 2. Every row after it shifts. The fix is to never handroll CSV. Use the CSV module, csv.writer fef, quoting equals csv.quote_all. Quote_all wraps every field in quotes, so commas, and even new lines inside a field, stay inside that field. Reading is where DictReader shines. Instead of row 0, row 1, which breaks the moment a column moves, you get row, email, row, name. Open files with newline equals and encoding equals UTF-8, always. That newline equals isn't optional, skip it in Python's universal newlines will double your line endings on Windows and mangle multi-line fields. 2 arguments, and your messy SAS export reads clean. DictReader plus DictWriter is the safe default for every CSV you ever touch. One more CSV gotcha that bites in production: empty string versus none. CSV has no concept of null, everything is text. So a none in your data and an empty string both come back as when you read. If that distinction matters, say, no value provided versus value is blank, CSV cannot carry it. That's your signal that you've outgrown CSV and need JSON, which actually has types, strings, numbers, booleans, and real null. Back to that datetime crash. JSON only knows a handful of types, and datetime, decimal, and your data classes aren't on the list. Don't monkey patch. Subclass the encoder, class myEncoder, json.JSONEncoder, override default, self, obj. Inside, if ice instance, obj, datetime return obj.isoformat. Add decimal returning str, obj, not float, you'll lose precision. Then call json.dumps, data, cls equals myEncoder. The default method only fires for types Python can't handle natively, so it's cheap and surgical. Here's the part people miss: serialization is a round trip, and default has a partner. When you read back with json.loads, pass object_hook, a function that runs on every decoded object. If it sees the keys of your autolog data class, it rebuilds the data class and parses that ISO string back into a real datetime, default writes, object_hook reads. They're symmetric. If only one side knows your types, you've got strings going out and strings coming back, and the bug surfaces 3 services downstream. So when do you reach for pickle? Pickle serializes almost any Python object, datetimes, custom classes, nested structures, with 0 custom code, and it's fast. The catch is twofold. 1, it's Python only. A Java or Go service on the other end can't read it, so it's useless for cross-language APIs. 2, and this is critical, pickle.loads on untrusted input is a remote code execution hole. A malicious pickle can run arbitrary code while it loads. Never unpickle data from a user or the network. Ever. So the decision matrix is simple. CSV, flat tabular data, spreadsheets, maximum interoperability, but no types and no nesting. JSON, structured data, web APIs, cross-language, human-readable, your default for backend services exchanging data. Pickle, fast internal caching or queues where you control both ends and fully trust the source and nothing else. Ask one question first: who's reading this, and do I trust them? That answer picks your format before you write a line of code. Day 13 done. The takeaway: serialization is a contract, CSV needs explicit quoting and encoding, JSON needs a custom encoder and a matching object_hook, and pickle trade safety for speed only when you own both ends. Get the contract right and your data survives the trip. Subscribe for day 14, where we go deeper into structured data.